With our template library from Crafter's Companion, which this one is expansion pack 6 and it is about the colour red, you can be making this super cool triple twisted easel card. Look at that. You've got all of the elements, you just need to add your own embellishments and your sentiments, but it folds completely flat, and what's also fab is it's so simple to create. So let's bring in our cardstock here. Doing it with our white multi-purpose cardstock, and we need to of course go in with our recipe cards. So into our recipe cards, triple twisted easel card, it's number 3. So let's delve into number 3 here, and there's a picture of the finished example. Of course, you've got the QR code to zap, and then we've got our written and pictures on the other side there. So I'm going to pop that to the front of me, and then I'm going to bring in my templates. Now we know that was number 3, we can double check again, triple twisted easel card, number 3, and then we're going to go into number 3 of our templates. Tells me it's number 3 in the top left hand corner. So now that I've got my template, we're going to go in with our cardstock. I'm just going to overlay that onto my card, and for this one I'm going to go in with my pencil here, and we're going to draw around that full outer edge. We're going to go in with our valley and mountain lines. We've got a couple of cut lines, but at the moment we're ignoring the mats and layers. So start wherever you want to start on that outer edge, and we're just going to hold our template down with our hand. You can use the low tack tape, you can use repositionable spray if you want, but they're strong, sturdy, really easy and simple, just to hold down with one hand and draw around with the other. Going to keep going all the way up till we get to where we started, and then we're going to go in with our score line. So that one being valley, so we're going to go all the way down following that valley. We've then got a cut line, so we're going to go in with a cut line, in with a cut line, and then we've also got our valley fold. So valley, in at that angle, and valley, in at that angle here. Remove that out the way. Before we do that, in actual fact, I'm going to do this. I'm going to remove that out the way. However, I've missed a line. So don't ever worry if you do miss a line or miss a section. Pop it back over the top, line up those template lines with the pencil lines you've done, and then you're just going to go in and finish it off like so. Really simple if you do miss a line. Then we're going to come in with this one being straight edge. I'm going to use my guillotine because it's a straight edge. You can, if you want, use your scissors. You can be using your craft knife, but we can simply go around each of the edges here with our guillotine, and then we can just cut that out. So let's work our way all the way round. We've got an eraser at the side as well to take any of the pencil lines, but if you have got your heat erasable pen that you're using, then of course that's then going to be dispersed by using the heat from your heat gun. Now when it comes to the actual template, let's bring this back in again just briefly, and if I turn it that way, what we have got is we've got our 2 cut lines. So these lines here are cut lines. So let's go in with our craft knife and ruler, and we're just going to go in with our ruler, and we're going to line that up against our pencil line, which is our cut line, and then we're going to go in with our craft knife. Now, because it's the cut line, it only comes down, of course, to the halfway point. So making sure when we cut, we're going to cut lightly the first time, and then we're going to go a little bit more heavier handed after we've done it 2 or 3 times. We're going to move our ruler along to the next cut line, and we're going to do the same again. So we're going to go quite lightly to start with, and then we're just going to then go a little bit more heavier handed second or third time. That's then going to give us our cut line, and then that's our little section in the middle cut out. Then we're going to go in, just going to stick with our ruler, but we're now going to score the remaining pencil lines. So we're going to go in with our score tool. So for these ones, we're going to align up with our pencil line, and then we're going to run with our scoring tool. So we're going to run that along. We're then going to twist that around, and then we're going to follow the pencil line that's at the angle. So we're just going to come down to that angle, turn that around. We're going to do the right hand side. Again, we're just going to score, and then we've got our pencil line within the middle, just here. Align the ruler up against the pencil line, and then we're just going to score. Now, couple of these are mountain, a couple are valley. So all that you need to do, if you feel you need to, and that is refer back to your actual template. So if I pop that into the front here, and then we've got that lined up just so that you can see that we've got our main line along the bottom. That one there is going to be, so if I turn it that way actually, you're going to see that one's going to be a valley fold just here. Now, valley fold, that just means it's going to dip like a V, like a valley. So we're going to dip that down, and then we're just going to then fold that over. I always like to just use my finger on my thumb to start with, and then we go in with our burnishing tool. We're just going to then give that a really good burnish, and then we can then come in with the additional 3 lines that we've got as well. So if I bring that one back in, our middle line is also a valley, and then even the angles are all valley. So this whole template all works around the valley. So therefore, that one, once again, we're just going to fold in on itself as if it's a valley. And then when it comes to the angles, we're going to fold in as if it's a valley as well. So let's turn and twist, and then before you start to assemble the whole card and project, you can come along with your eraser and just rub out all of these lines. Now I'm not going to rub them all out, but you will be at home unless you're using your heat erasable pen. Once again, let's just go back in with the score lines, and then we're just going to give them a really good burnish with your bone folder. We're going to go into each line, each score line, and each section, over the top, fold that in, and then what will happen is you're starting to then get your triple twisted easel card coming into play. So if I turn that around on itself here, if you find that they're just kind of folded and they're hanging in midair, this is when you come back with your bone folder just to give it a really good burnish, press it down. That's then going to give you that perfect score line. But then what will also work is by folding them in, you've then got your stoppers. So your stoppers are what are going to be your mats and layers. So if I bring this one into play, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that flat. So as you can see, as you start to pull back, the stopper is going to hold each of these steps in place. We're then going to then go into the middle one, and then we're going to go into the side one as well. Now for that to work, your stoppers, which you've got within your mats and layers, they need to be raised on foam pads or glue gel. That's just going to give it that little bit of elevation, and then that's going to stop each of these sections being in midair. So that is how you can create it that way. But then what about going in as a stopper with the triangles? So you've got different options. You can come along with your own pattern paper, you can come along with your own cardstock, and you can come along when it comes to your embellishments, or why not go right back to the original of our template library where it first started, and bringing in the dies to decorate it with those dies. And that is one of the projects that you can be making from a Crafter's Companion template library. It's expansion pack 6, and it's all about the colour red.